Welcome to week 14 of the habit building program. I hope you all are doing well. And congratulations for making it so far. We've entered the second half of the program with habit number 6, which is sunlight exposure. Last week was awareness week for sunlight exposure, and this week is our implementation week. Before we begin, let's start with a presence pause and breath regulation. I'm going to guide you through presence pause and breath regulation. I request you all to be seated in a comfortable position and preferably have your eyes closed. Start by bringing awareness to your breath. Observe your breath. Now shift your attention to your stomach. Just watch any sensations in your stomach. Now move your attention to your feet. And bring your attention to your posture. Just observe your posture. Now watch your mind. Notice the thoughts running in your mind. Just witness what's running on your mind. Now, how alert or tired do you feel in your body? How alert or tired do you feel in your body? And where do you feel it in your body? Where do you feel it in your body? Let's take three deep breaths. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how you feel. You can open your eyes. So, a quick habit check in. In the first half of the program, we've covered habits related to breath, hydration rhythm, and evening routines, including early dinner, early evening unwinding, and evening rituals. And last week, we spoke about sunlight exposure awareness. I hope you all are able to pick up all of these habits to whatever extent that works for you now and making good progress on it. So today, before we go into the implementation for sunlight exposure, let's do a quick recap of what we understood last week. So there are two key ideas I want you to carry forward. The first is that sunlight plays a fundamental role in regulating the body's rhythms. Sunlight is actually one of the primary signals. It's a master signal that helps the body understand what time of the day it is. It influences our circadian rhythm, which is our internal clock, and through that, it affects things like our energy levels, metabolism, mood, sleep, all of these rhythms inside of our body. And the second important idea I want to remind you is that sunlight really cannot be replaced by artificial light. Even though we live in a world with constant lighting, artificial light does not give the same quality of signal to the body. Sunlight has much higher intensity. If you remember, last week I mentioned light is measured in a unit called LUX. And indoor lighting, if it ranges from anywhere between 50 LUX or 100, or if it's a very bright lighting up to 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 LUX, bright outdoor light is 100,000 LUX. So there's a significant difference between indoor and outdoor light, no matter how bright the artificial lights are. And sunlight offers a full spectrum of wavelengths, which actually changes naturally throughout the day. So all of these together give the body a very clear information about the time of the day. So if we step back and look at the bigger picture, sunlight throughout the day is almost like a sequence of signals. It's a sequence of signals gently guiding the body from waking to activity to rest. And what we're doing this week is simply learning how to receive those signals more consistently. So I want to introduce you to the three anchor points of sunlight. Now, to make this practical, we can think of sunlight in terms of these three anchor points, and you don't have to do all of these three perfectly. I am only bringing this concept of the three anchor points to help you become aware of how exposure at different time of the day impacts you. But the goal is really to start by getting exposure whenever possible. But just keep in mind what time is your exposure at and how that's impacting you. Because as I said, different sunlight exposure at different times of the day impacts you differently. First is morning light, ideally within first 1 or 2 hours after waking. This is the most powerful signal for setting the body clock. It's about 1 or 2 hours after sunrise or like an hour before sunrise. It tells the brain that the day has begun and it helps regulate cortisol in a healthy way and it supports alertness and clarity. So morning light is most beneficial, and if you're able to get outdoor for even like 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, it is a great reset for your biological clock. And second time of the day is daytime. Spending some time in natural light during the day, it helps maintain stable energy levels, supports metabolism. It keeps the body in its active, engaged phase instead of that sluggish indoor state that many of us feel. And third is evening light, especially around sunset. This is important because as light naturally softens and dims, it signals the body that the day is coming to an end. And this helps the nervous system begin to slow down and prepares the body for sleep. So if you think about it, it's really a flow. Morning light starts the day, daytime light sustains it, and evening light helps close it. Right? So it really helps your body work in a perfect rhythm. Now let's look at some habit hacks to get more sunlight exposure. We don't want to make this feel like another task to do, right? So the idea here is for you not to add something new to your routine, but gently shift what you're already doing. be mindful of getting more sunlight. For example, you could take your morning tea or coffee outside for a few minutes, or you could go for a short walk, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes. Take a 5 minute or 10 minute walk post dinner or post lunchtime if it's not too bright. So, if you have calls during the day, for example, you could take them while walking outdoors, or if you have kids, you might sit outside while they play. Even stepping out during your lunch break can make a difference, right? And one important thing to remember is that it doesn't have to be sunny. Even if it's a cloudy day, outdoor light is still significantly brighter than indoor light, even the brightest indoor light you can find. Say light in shopping malls, for example, is like very bright. Even that is no way comparable to what the brightness of light that you get outdoors, even on a cloudy day. So it provides meaningful signal to the body, even if it's cloudy. So this week, ask yourself, how can I bring more daylight into your day, into your routine? Okay. And whatever works for you, try to incorporate that. Now, I want to go over some simple guidelines and safety as you do this. To get the full benefit, firstly, if it helps, it helps if the natural light actually reaches your eyes. If you remember, I mentioned in the last session, the two main ways your body absorbs sunlight is your skin and eyes. So, if possible, try to avoid sunglasses for the first few minutes, especially if you're getting sunlight exposure in the morning. Try avoiding sunglasses and let your eyes actually absorb it. And regular glasses or contact lenses are fine. At the same time, we also want to be mindful and respectful of the body. So, if you're spending longer periods outdoors, especially in stronger sunlight, it's important to protect your skin. So, use sunscreen if needed and avoid staying out in very harsh midday sun for too long. Don't push yourself to a point of discomfort. Okay. And always listen to your body. If it's feeling very uncomfortable, you don't have to stay out in the sun. And even like hot summer days, it's better to avoid it because it drains energy. And of course, don't look at the sun directly. Just being in natural daylight is the point of this habit. So the approach is simple, gentle exposure, but consistent, and listen to your body. And just to close, I want to bring you back to this idea again that your body already knows how to function in rhythm, and it's naturally designed for it. It's naturally designed to pick up all the environmental cues to function in this rhythm. And sunlight is one of the ways that this rhythm is communicated to the body. I'll repeat that. Sunlight is one of the ways that our rhythm is communicated to the body. So this week, it's not about doing something new or complicated. It's really about reconnecting with something that has always been there. Okay, so keep it simple, stay consistent, and let light do its work. So the invitation for this week is again keep following the previous habits and incorporate sunlight exposure in a way that works for you. Any questions?
So, do we need to be in direct sunlight, or is it okay to be in the shade and just be outdoors?
Yeah, that's a good question. It depends on the brightness of the sun. If it's midday and the sun is directly falling on you, it may feel uncomfortable, right? So let your body kind of decide how much you can take. And if it's too bright, you don't have to be in direct sunlight. Even out being outdoors itself really helps. So there is this app, I think it's called Light Meter. If you have an iPhone, you can try this app called Light Meter. The idea is to get light. Um, and as I said, if you're indoors, for example, if you're in a room with a big window where sunlight is falling directly through that window into the room, you measure the LUX in LUX, the brightness of that light versus when you're actually outdoor. It's significantly different. So the idea is to be outdoors. Even if you're in a little bit of shade, that's okay. But any kind of glasses, or even when you're in a car, the wavelengths are they differ when light passes through a glass. So the idea is to be exposed to natural light outdoors. And if it's too bright, it's okay to be in a shade. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. All right. I'll let you go then. Thank you all for joining. See you all next week.